Her husband's pants had just ripped a little when his wife suddenly burst out laughing. Instead of getting mad, he playfully stuck out his butt to make her laugh even harder. But her laughter quickly vanished. She knew from experience that laughing too much could bring serious consequences. Sure enough, in the very next moment, her husband grabbed a wooden stick and slammed it hard into her lower back. He thought she was mocking him. Despite the intense pain shooting through her spine, she didn't dare make a sound. Helpless and trembling, she silently shed tears while her husband acted like nothing had happened, lounging on the sofa, watching TV. Their daughter, sensing something was wrong, ran downstairs and asked her mother what had just happened. But the woman didn't tell her. She'd endured years of abuse from this alcoholic man and had learned to hide her suffering. Forcing herself to stand, she pretended everything was fine and went to tidy up the house, even though every step sent waves of pain through her back. That pain caused her to accidentally break a dish. The noise brought her husband storming in, angrily nagging and yelling. What he didn't know was that she was already at her breaking point. From upstairs, the daughter heard the commotion and rushed down, asking what happened. The mother quickly shielded her daughter's view, saying everything was fine. "Everything okay?" the daughter asked. "Yeah, just peachy. Go on back upstairs," her mother replied, trying to smile. But once the girl went back up, the husband suddenly stood up, ready to lash out again. Only this time, the wife did something shocking. She threw an axe at his feet, knelt down, and told him to go ahead and kill her. Because if he didn't, she swore she would never allow him to hurt her again. The seriousness in her eyes made the husband freeze. Her sudden defiance frightened him. From that day forward, he never dared touch her again. It seemed like things were finally getting better. But what happened next was even more terrifying. One evening during dinner, she noticed that her daughter, who had always been top of her class, had suddenly started falling behind. When she gently asked what was going on, her daughter just seemed distracted and distant. Concerned, the mother took her out for a walk to talk. That's when she noticed something strange. Her daughter was wearing her father's pendant, a family heirloom passed down from his mother. Why would her husband give that to their daughter? A dark thought crossed her mind. Could he have threatened their daughter? Panicked, she asked her daughter what happened, but the girl refused to say a word. Not long after, the daughter ran away from home. Fearing for her safety, the mother chased after her into the night until she accidentally tripped near an old, abandoned mine. She never found her daughter, but she knew one thing. If they didn't leave this monster of a man behind, her daughter's life would be ruined forever. So the next morning, she went to the bank to withdraw all her savings. Money she'd spent over a decade earning as a maid for a rich woman. But the bank told her her account had been emptied. Recently. All of it. Only then did she realize her husband had stolen every last penny behind her back. Crushed and hopeless, she returned to her job and broke down sobbing. The wealthy woman she worked for saw her crying and asked what had happened. With no other choice, she finally told her everything. The rich woman, furious after hearing her story, told her something life-changing. Sometimes, a woman has to be ruthless. Tomorrow, there will be a total solar eclipse, 6 minutes of complete darkness. Everyone in town will be out at sea watching it. You can use that moment to end this for your daughter. The next day came, the day of the eclipse. The mother, who was working a party, was surprised when the rich woman approached her and gave her the afternoon off. She knew what she had to do. She returned home and handed her husband a bottle of his favorite liquor. The drunkard lit up with joy. She went inside, changed into her prettiest dress, and brought him a plate of snacks to go with the drink. As expected, he drank himself into a stupor just before the eclipse began. She sat beside him and gently asked if he had withdrawn all the money from the bank. His twisted smile gave her the answer. Then she asked, "Did you do something to our daughter?" His face contorted into a wicked grin, and that confirmed her worst fears. She had no more doubts. It was time. Using her words to taunt and lure him, she led him into the forest near the abandoned mine, right where she had prepared a trap. As the eclipse reached totality and the town was lost in darkness, she pushed him into the trap. No one could hear his cries over the ocean waves and eclipse celebration. He begged, screamed, cursed her. "Bitch, you better hope I don't get out of here." She didn't flinch. With the last rays of sunlight, she burned the torn dress he'd once shredded and left his empty bottle by the mine. As the light returned, she calmly returned to town and pretended like nothing happened. When people asked about her husband's disappearance, she simply said he had gone missing. 20 years passed. Her daughter had grown into a strong woman and become a journalist. Yet, the mother still lived under the shadow of suspicion. The town's police occasionally summoned her for questioning. Wanting to protect her, the daughter finally stepped forward to defend her publicly. She told the authorities that there was no real evidence, no witnesses, no proof, only assumptions. She reminded them that her mother had lived in misery for years, and if she really was the killer, why would she stay in the same town afterward? She looked the police chief in the eye and said, "Stop trying to pin this on my mother, or I'll get a lawyer and make this a real case." Faced with her strength, the authorities backed off. In the final scene, mother and daughter stood together at the harbor, about to part ways. It was a bittersweet goodbye, but they smiled. Because now, at last, the daughter understood her mother. And the mother finally had her daughter's forgiveness. Everything she did was to protect the one person she loved most.